Technical writing is not about sounding complicated. It is about helping a real reader understand a real subject and take a useful next step. This video turns the writing class into the clear method. Clarify the mission, lead with key ideas, eliminate clutter, anchor every claim, and render the page for reading. Most weak documents fail for predictable reasons. The purpose is hidden, the actor is unnamed, the sentence warms up before it says anything, or the evidence stays vague. Sometimes the writing is accurate, but the format makes the reader dig for the answer. The fix is not simply adding more words. The fix is better placement, sharper evidence, and less clutter. Before drafting, ask 4 questions. What is the purpose of this document? What should the reader know, decide, or do after reading it? Who is the primary reader, and what does that person already know, fear, need, or disagree with? Finally, what action should happen next, by whom, by when, and for what reason? When those answers are clear, the document has a mission, instead of just a topic. Different readers need different documents. A lay reader needs plain language, definitions, examples, and step-by-step instructions. An executive needs the bottom line, the risk, the cost, the benefits, the alternatives, and the timing. An expert needs method, data, assumptions, limitations, and technical detail. A mixed audience needs layers, a clear summary first, and deeper technical material later. Readers look for meaning in power positions. They look at the title, the subject line, the opening paragraph, the headings, the topic sentences, the sentence subjects, the main verbs, the captions, and the ending. Do not bury the actor in a prepositional phrase, or hide the action inside a noun. Write, the project manager expects a 2-day delay, not, indication was given by the project manager that he expects a 2-day delay. The clearer sentence sounds stronger, because the reader finds the idea where the reader expects it. Active voice spotlights the doer. Use it when responsibility matters, when you want to spotlight the actor, or when you are giving instructions. Passive voice spotlights the completed action. Use it when who performed the action is less important than the fact that the action was completed. Passive voice can also soften a harsh message by pointing at the action, instead of accusing the reader. But when 2 possible doers exist, passive voice is dangerous, because it hides responsibility. Efficient writing starts with cutting what does not add meaning. Delete empty modifiers, such as actually, basically, really, very, individual, and virtually. Remove empty openings, such as, this is to inform you, please be advised, and it has come to my attention. Cut redundancy, such as each and every, full and complete, end result, and future plans. Compress long phrases, due to the fact that becomes because, in the event that becomes if, and at the present time becomes now. Then combine repeated sentences, but only when the new sentence remains easy to read. Jargon has a place, but only when the audience shares the vocabulary, or when the term is necessary. Pompous wording has no place, because it makes the writer sound distant, and makes the reader work harder. Replace apprise with inform, ascertain with find out, initiate with begin, and subsequent to with after. Define acronyms on first use, explain specialized terms in parentheses, and use examples or models when the reader might ask what the term means. The harder the subject, the plainer the surrounding sentences should be. Vague writing forces readers to guess. Specific writing gives the reader criteria. Do not write, only employees with adequate training should use the copier, unless adequate training has already been defined. Write, only employees who passed operator proficiency tests 1 and 2 should use the copier. When you use numbers, explain their significance. A number becomes useful when the reader knows the limit, target, benchmark, prior result, or baseline. Tone changes the reader's willingness to cooperate. Positive wording focuses on what can happen next. Instead of saying, "We cannot send your order because you failed to include a check," say, "As soon as we receive your check, we will send your order." Reader-centered wording also translates the writer's need into the reader's benefit. Instead of, "Complete this medical form so our records are complete," say, "So that you receive prompt appropriate care in an emergency, please complete and return the form." The facts stay the same, but the relationship improves. Even clear sentences can fail when the page is hard to navigate. Use headings to show topic shifts and to make action items visible. Use numbered lists when sequence, priority, chronology, or later reference matters. Use bullets for related items that do not require order. Keep list items parallel so the reader sees the relationship quickly. Break long blocks into short paragraphs because each new idea deserves its own space. Use a visual when it helps the reader understand faster than prose alone. Use a table when exact values matter. Use a bar graph to compare amounts or sizes. Use a line graph to show trends or fluctuations over time. Use a flow chart to explain a process, and use a drawing or photograph when the reader needs to see shape, parts, or spatial relationships. Every visual needs a title, labels, units, and a caption that explains the significance. Templates reduce drafting friction and prevent missing pieces. An action memo needs a specific subject, a clear opening, enough background, the evidence or options, the recommendation, and the requested action. A technical report needs an executive summary, purpose and scope, background, methods, findings, analysis, recommendation, and appendices. A procedure needs purpose, scope, definitions, prerequisites, warnings, steps, results, and troubleshooting. For evidence work, use a claim, evidence, source location, interpretation, strength, and next action column. Do not edit everything at once. Edit in layers. First, check the mission, purpose, reader, and action. Second, check structure, headings, order, lists, paragraphing, and visuals. Third, check meaning, facts, numbers, definitions, examples, and support. Fourth, check sentences, subject, verb, active or passive voice, wordiness, and jargon. Fifth, check usability. Can the reader act without asking follow-up questions? The final test is not whether the writer has said everything. The final test is whether the reader can use the document. Before you send, ask 5 questions. Who is responsible? What action is required? What evidence supports it? When must it happen? And why does it matter? If those answers are easy to find, the document is clear. If those answers are hard to find, revise the structure before adding more words. Clear writing is not finished when it sounds impressive. It is finished when it helps the reader move forward.